likelihood to marriage 700.
And on the water, also good.
Where you can pursue whatever career or lifestyle you want without being discriminated against by other people.
Gender equality for me is receiving human rights and privileges regardless of gender. It is the eradication of negative social constructs and stereotypes involving one's gender. In addition, gender equality for me is not just binary. It includes all in and out of the gender spectrum.
Gender equality means that all genders are free to pursue whatever career, choice, and lifestyle and abilities they want without discrimination. Their rights, opportunities, and access to society are not different based on their gender.
Gender equality is basically walang gender-based aspect in life, whether clothes, work, or color, walang gender na pagpapasihan dyan.
Gender equality is something to pave the way for peace. Aside from being a fundamental human right, gender equality is justice regardless of gender.
Gender equality is basically human rights.
So for me, gender equality is a human right. I don't want to go outside being discriminated of who I am. I don't want to go outside being discriminated for what I do. If I'm a woman, then I don't necessarily have to be a housewife. If I'm a woman, then I don't necessarily want to have kids. If I'm a man, then I'm allowed to tear up. I'm allowed to cry. I'm allowed to show my emotions. If I'm gay, then I have the right to be gay. And if I'm lesbian, then I have the right to do whatever I want. I have the right to property. I have the right to education. I have the right to life. And I think that's what gender equality is. Having access to all these things just like any other person would. And I don't think it's just for other people to be discriminated just because they live a certain way or they do things uniquely than everyone else. And I think that is gender equality, having access to all and is for all. So I think gender equality is a human right.
For me, gender equality means all gender identities have the same and equal access to different rights and opportunities available to humans.
Gender equality is human rights. Respect towards another person should not be based on gender, because we all have human rights and we deserve to be treated with respect and dignity.
Gender equality for me is allowing people to live their lives, make decisions for themselves, have access to different opportunities, and not be constricted to follow the standards set by society.
Gender equality for me is a dream. It's a dream that we've all been fighting to achieve. Growing up, my household is patriarchal, to say the least. They value the opinions, the likes, the hobbies of the boys more than the girls in the family. They had criticism ready for the girls and excuses ready for the boys. It was a classic men will be men scene. I've always had this thinking that I had to act manly or boyish in order to feel valued and superior, and I needed to frown upon girly or feminine things just so I can feel empowered. I was built like that as a kid. When I reached a certain age, thanks to technology and the wide access to information, I have seen how the world is so unfair towards gender minorities. And through that, I have managed to educate myself. And it's sad because no other gender should be superior than any other. I mean, who even decided that? We should all be equal. I say that it's a dream because it's something too far away. It feels too impossible to happen. but I will always aspire and fight for it. Yes, of course I do. I mean, that's the whole main reason why I'm here. That's the reason why I fight for it. We're going to make that possible, and we can do that through the collective effort of everyone else. Others may say that they actually have said this, that we're too ideal, that our perspective is too ideal. And it's only ideal because people like them keep it from being a reality. Everything comes from ideas if you really think about it. It's just a matter of how you can turn that into something that is possible, into a reality. And I think if we normalize accepting each gender, then our ideals can become a reality.
Yes, we can attain it, but it will take a lot of baby steps because madami pa ding tao ang nakaka-experience ng gender inequality na basically lahat sila doon ay nagka-suffer. So maybe in the future, yung gender equality na gusto natin mangyari ay nangyayari na pala, hindi natin namamalaya.
So I think it is really achievable at this time. It's just not easily achievable because as I said, we have a strong tradition, we have a strong history, we have a strong background, and it's hard to convince all of those people and all of the believers out there of that specific tradition to just suddenly shift into a new modern view. So we have to let other people adjust. So I think it is achievable. It's not just easily achievable because it will take a long time.
No, because for what I see, we still live in a traditional way where males are more dominant in the workplace, whereas females are more in caregiving and households.
Gender equality can often be achieved just by holding everyone to the same standard. Affirmative action can create gender equity by overcoming the barriers women face simply because of their gender. If we can eliminate this gender-based discrimination, no such action will be necessary.
It's very much possible to attain gender equality because why not? We're all people with a lot of capabilities, so why must we limit ourselves to just what we are, right?
I believe that it is possible if only people would have an open mind about it. If people were to set their ego aside and be receptive into breaking the stigma on gender roles.
Yes, of course, I do believe that it is possible to attain gender equality. I do believe this simply because this is not just personal. Attaining gender equality in our society is a necessity, a need for us to live in peace and in harmony above all. I also do believe this is attainable because numerous actions are already being taken by countless organizations involving people that are oppressed and even those who are not.
Gender equality can be attained if we break the stereotypes or what the society dictates us on who we should be. Equal representation in leadership roles in the government and in business institutions will also be of great help for us to attain this. Let women lead because women are capable of leading.
I believe that it is possible to attain gender equality for as long as people are willing to be educated and for as long as they are willing to throw their negative stereotypes. In that way, it would be easier for us to grow in normalizing things that the past generations has been forbidding.
Seeing that the world is now more open-minded, I believe that it is possible to attain gender equality. Although there are still some parts of the world that resist the idea, I think that with greater efforts coming from leaders and from ourselves, we will see a time when we will bridge the gap between genders and build a just and inclusive world.
There are still things that need to be addressed. But over the last decades, there has been a lot of progress. I believe that we can overcome these challenges and systematic barriers through empowerment and education. So, let us continue in supporting each other and to know our rights.
Willingness is the fastest way to achieve gender equality. Willingness to be educated, willingness to learn, and willingness to change.
We can achieve it by letting people be who they are, by not controlling them, by not dictating them, and we are just letting them be their authentic selves.
The answer is so simple. By being a decent human being. It's not so hard now, isn't it? The movement towards gender equality isn't that complicated or hard to comprehend. We just want the same opportunities, the same treatment, and the same respect as those who are currently benefiting from the current societal system. You can be a decent human being as simple as respecting someone's gender orientation without using it as an insult. You can respect and use someone's chosen pronouns without being condescending about it. And you can respect someone's preference without questioning them why. It's basically just be decent and be respectful. I think that we can have a harmonious and peaceful society if we master the art of respect.
On a global scale, achieving gender equality also requires eliminating harmful practices against women and girls. So here's some practices to promote gender equality. First, identify and prevent unconscious bias. Put equality policies in place. Mind your language. Be proactive and watch out for indirect discrimination.
By giving them an awareness, let us educate them about gender equality and let them feel that we all have different abilities and strengths, that we should not ignore it. Rather, we should embrace our uniqueness and capabilities.
It's just like me saying, I have to stop being me, and I don't know how to do that. So it's not reasonable for you to say that to other people. If you say to other people that you have to stop being you, they wouldn't know how to do it because you aren't supposed to do that.
We can achieve gender equality when we look at the capabilities of each person instead of how we perceive them to be, because by then a lot of opportunities would arise and they could prove themselves to be better than what and how we look at them. So with this kind of action, we could actually see what people could actually be instead of what we know them to be.
Achieving gender equality starts with ourselves. It starts with being open and respectful of the idea that no gender is superior among others. It also starts with being conscious of our actions towards others and avoiding discrimination. Moreover, I believe gender equality can be further attained if we support policies that promote equal respect for everyone.
Willingness is the fastest way to achieve gender equality. Willingness to be educated, willingness to learn, and willingness to change.
We can achieve gender equality through numerous steps actually. We can start by first educating the people that gender has nothing to do with dominance nor power. Another crucial step is for us to accept that differences we have in terms of gender, may it be biological or by preference. Last of what I can think of is that we can achieve this by proposing laws and passing them. Laws that would holistically protect and improve everyone's rights.
To achieve gender equality, one must understand that it isn't just about the huge things, like the responsibility of leading and other stuff. It is also through the everyday situations that we can start on in order to achieve this equality. For instance, like allowing men to be vulnerable without being judged, to allow women to have the option on whether to start a family or not, and for the people in the LGBT community to be given the same rights and opportunities without being discriminated.
So my message for those people who are experiencing gender equality is to just prove them back. Prove to the people that you are more than what they perceive you to be, and you are so amazing for standing up to yourself. You have the right. You have the right to do everything that you want. So just go and be what you want to be, and don't let people hold you down. So that's all. If you want to do it, just go. Make sure you're not hurting anybody. That's it. You're amazing. Go do it.
You fight for what is right, but in a good way. We all have the rights and freedom, but we should use it in a proper way without hurting anyone. And all genders must be treated fairly and give them equal opportunities. Because at the end of the day, we will realize that we're just the same people but with different genders. Equal rights are not enough. Inequalities exist everywhere, in our minds and in our biases, and that remains to be fixed. And it's up to us to change this mindset, and I hope we, together as one, could make a difference. Let us stop this stigma.
It is not easy to be going through something that restricts you from who you are. It may be easier said than done, but eventually you'll reach the point where you'll find the courage to just free yourself from all the expectations and express yourself regardless of how the people around you will react. You know, the society that we are in today may be cruel, may be harsh, it may demand a lot of things from us, but at the end of the day, you are who you are. You know, you are entitled to your own opinion and your own decisions, and you know, just don't give in to the system no matter what happens.
Which I believe by this message, you will inspire to fight for equality you've searched for. So continue to advocate for gender equality. So always make sure you are maintaining your own well-being by support other campaigners and call out discrimination in the media, which is the biggest platform we can use today. And always remember that you are worth as you are.
We will find a way, and we will fight harder for you guys. Remember that you are always valid, and this too shall pass.
So my message is basically, don't be afraid. I am with you. Don't let people control you. Don't let people dictate you. And the gender equality that you desire, we will experience it. Maybe not now, but maybe in the near future. And just hang in there, and you will get there.
Fight. Just keep on fighting. It is your right. Fight for it. We will be here to support you and back you up. And don't lose hope. Don't lose that courage. Use it. Use that courage as your fuel.
My message for those people experiencing gender inequality is to be brave, speak out, and own your voice because you are not alone in this fight.
Other people's comments won't matter if in the end you just lose yourself. Don't listen to them because they're not you. They don't have the right to meddle with your life because it's your life. You're the one who's controlling it. You're the controller of this console. You're the main character of this book. So you won't have to listen to other comments. You don't have to listen to reviews while writing your own story. You're you, and just be you. Be comfortable and do your best and fight for what you want.
I encourage you to use your voice and speak up. You know, you you can do whatever you want in life. You can build the life that you want, do what you love, chase your dreams, as long as you don't hurt other people.
I hope that we don't lose hope. I have faith in the current generation and the future generation to continue what our generation and the previous generation has started. We've come a very long way. We've become more progressive, we've become more open-minded, we've become more accepting. But we have a very long road ahead of us still. Personally, I think that we can achieve gender equality one day. And even if I'm not there to witness it by that time, I would be so happy and so honored to have been part of the fight and success towards gender equality.
I'm Chelsea De Luna and I am for equality.
Hi, I'm Francesca and I'm for equality.
Hi, I'm Elame M. Asis and I am for equality.
I'm Jesse Mel Ponsalan, and I am for equality.
I'm Rosary Halo Robles, and I am for equality.
I'm Leslie and I am for equality.
I'm Jeremy Bakuli and I am for equality.
I am Jessica Bakli and I am for equality.
This is Kyla Pashon and I am for equality.
This has been Francesca Failona, and I am for equality.
I am Nicole Guerpo, the current president of the Paulinian Public Relations, and I am for equality.
Gender equality is when people of all genders have equal rights, responsibilities, and opportunities. Now we must remove all barriers that hinders us to unite in our society. The injustices when it comes to equality has been evident since time immemorial. This includes sexual harassment, unequal pay, lack or no access to opportunities, racism, and so on. Everyone is affected by gender inequality. Women, men, trans, and gender diverse people, children and families. Gender equality is a human right. Ano nga ba ang benepisyo ng kilusang ito? Una, nabibigyan pansin ang mga individual na hindi naririnig sa ating lipunan. Inaalis nito ang hindi pagkakapantay-pantay na trato sa edukasyon, kalusugan, trabaho at iba pang aspeto. Nagkakaroon rin tayo ng safe space para sa lahat. We end violence. We end discrimination. We end superiority. Because we are all equal and deserve to be treated with love and with respect. Because we are a dignified human person and we are valuable. I am AJ Gonzalez, President of the Supreme Student Council of St. Paul University, Manila, and I am for equality. I am for change. Isang pagbati ng maligayang buwan ng kababaihan.
Good day, everyone. My name is Elisa Martin, but most of you know me as Zoe. And so before I begin talking about the social issue at hand, I first want to acknowledge the efforts and the genuine sentiments of my fellow Paulinians who participated in this project. Thank you for taking part in this movement. To us, this isn't just a project, but rather a reflection of our own values and beliefs that we hope to share with you guys today. Gender equality is not just about preference. It should be a right. For years now, we've all been fighting to see equality in not just our homes, our workplaces, or even the government, but also in places that are not as obvious but still remains affected by this issue. There are a lot of factors that contribute to this issue, and some of it includes supporting stereotypes about the genders, the unwillingness to be educated and teachable, or the amount of entitlement and superiority that the genders take pride in. I am not overgeneralizing the genders when I say this, but it definitely depends on how engrossed they are in the stereotypical spectrum. We are advocates in trying to make a difference, a change that can create better connections, fair judgments, and equal opportunities. Our generation may be too ideal for some, but it is within our capabilities to make it a reality and not just wishful thinking. A world where equality reigns is a world worth living in. The fight for equality may be far from over, but we have been progressing and starting to open our minds to the many possibilities that can happen. I can state examples on how we were able to break stigmas little by little, but there are a lot to mention. I guess what I'm trying to say is being an advocate for gender equality is not a seasonal kind of thing, because we should be fighting every day for the rights of the people. And one day, I hope that we no longer need to fight for it, because equality itself will come as naturally as breathing is for us. But till then, we will continue to defend the rights and disturb old mindsets in hopes of achieving true equality. And sure, it may not be easy, but we won't give up the fight, because I am for equality.